Good morning. It's Monday, June 23rd. Here's what we're working on. Hamilton police are expected to provide an update this morning on the disappearance of a Hamilton woman. They say it's a significant development.
A huge portion of Ontario is under a dangerous heat warning.
And the Oklahoma City Thunder takes home their first NBA championship. That, of course, a huge win for Hamilton CHCH
Yes, a happy Monday indeed.
Very, very cool.
Very cool? No,
not very cool. It is dangerously hot outside right now
really
already.
Yeah, it is. And it's going to stay. It's going to be even hotter today than it was yesterday. Today will be the hottest of the three, and 3 days in the 30s. That's officially a heat wave. So that's what we're looking at. The heat warning continues right now for, as Rick mentioned, just about all of southern Ontario, even into parts of northern Ontario. They've got a heat warning. Today we're forecasting a high of 35 degrees with a humidex of 47, and that is really dangerous. I mean, that's almost scary heat. So you've got to be careful. If you've got air conditioning, of course you're going to be using it. If you don't, try to find a cool place to stay comfortable and stay cool, and your pets as well. Remember that. Our temperature right now is sitting at 23. To start, with a humidex of 33 already, but today is going to be a hot day. Another record breaker. We broke a record yesterday. We'll break a record for a high temperature for the day again. It's going to be a sunny day, little bit of a breeze, but that's about it. Tomorrow it should break. We'll get a shower or a thunderstorm later in the afternoon, and we'll talk all about that in detail coming up. Just be careful today. Looking at traffic, 403 Waterdown Road, that's our camera. That's doing fine. Nothing to see there. Roads, of course, nice and dry. Looking at our MTO traffic cameras, Centennial Parkway, really very light volume so far. Starting to build here a little bit at Fairview as you get closer to Brant Street, and then we'll flip ahead to east of Appleby. Not a lot going on this morning. No collisions, no volume. Things look pretty good. Feeling good is a different story. We'll talk about that. Detail, weather, and traffic coming up. Right now, the news.
Okay, and we'll have more tips on how to stay cool in just a moment. But first, Hamilton police this morning say there is a significant development in the search for a woman missing since December, Shalini Singh. Well, they haven't said what the development is. Police are expected to make an announcement at 10 this morning. Partial human remains were found at the Glanbrook landfill in May, but police have not confirmed if they belong to Singh. The 40-year-old was reported missing by her family. She lived in an apartment in Hamilton with her boyfriend, who police say has been uncooperative. But they have not described him as a suspect. Singh was last seen on surveillance video going into the apartment building December 4th, but was not seen leaving. Police believe she was killed in the apartment and that her body was disposed of through the building's garbage system. You can watch the news conference live on this significant update again at 10 o'clock this morning. We'll have it at chch.com.
One person has died following a house fire in Hamilton's East End. Happened at around noon yesterday on Mons Avenue. That's near Barton and Gage. Firefighters arrived to find heavy smoke and flames coming from the second floor of a two-story home. Damage to the home is estimated at $500,000. The cause of the fire is now under investigation.
We were also made aware that one of the neighbors had tried unsuccessfully a couple times to get inside the house to try and assist the resident getting out. That individual has been transported to the hospital with some minor smoke inhalation.
It's too early to make any assumptions. A big part of fire investigation is just going in with our eyes wide open to any and all possibilities of how the fire started.
The Ontario Fire Marshal is now leading this investigation alongside Hamilton Police.
Hamilton's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder are NBA champions.
Feels amazing. So much weight off my shoulders. So much stress relieved. Like, no matter what, like, you go into every night wanting to win, and sometimes it just doesn't go your way. And tonight could have been one of those nights, but we found a way. I'm so proud of this group. I wouldn't have rather done it with any other group in the world. It feels good to be a champion.
Alexander finished his MVP season with 29 points and 12 assists in Game 7 against the Indiana Pacers. He was also named the Finals MVP. The 26-year-old is now one of only 4 players to win MVP, Finals MVP, a scoring title, and a championship in the same season. That's a lot, and Rick will have more coming up in sports. It is going to be dangerously hot and humid across Ontario for the next couple of days because of a heat dome that's hanging over this province and part of Quebec as well. Sean Cowan is cooling off, or trying to, at Confederation Park in Hamilton, with more on how to stay safe. Good morning.
Good morning, Annette. That's right, cooling off right now. We were just talking right now. Feel a little bit of a breeze down here by the water. Already this morning, I see some people out running, taking a walk. Some people are already enjoying on the beach right over here, just enjoying the weather before it really heats up today. But it could be pretty dangerous because we are under a heat wave right now in Hamilton, Halton, and Niagara area. So Dave Thompson is with Hamilton Paramedic Service. Let's talk about over the next few days and when heat waves happen, what are paramedics out there doing? What are they responding to primarily?
Definitely see an increase in calls around shortness of breath, people with pre-existing medical conditions that are at risk. So we are keeping an eye on it and responding to those calls as needed.
So right now we feel a little bit of a breeze, not too hot, could get dangerous later on today. Any advice for people kind of how to stay safe and who are most at risk?
Definitely just like cold preparation. So, light, loose clothes, light colored clothes, loose fitting, and lots of water. So be prepared for the weather you're heading out into. And yeah, that's your best bet.
Signs of a heat stroke. Is it obvious? Like, are you sweating? Are you out of breath? Or is it more mild?
Depends on what stage you're at. Obviously, it gets increasingly worse. So if you have excessive sweating, you're not going to the bathroom, things like that, something you want to be a little bit more concerned about. But then when you get into confusion, altered level of consciousness, things like that, that's when you want to call 911.
And right now I know people are at risk over 65 and older, people who have underlying health conditions, as well as people who are unhoused. And there are cooling stations in and around the city, libraries, as well as some community centers. So really just advising people to stay cool out there if you can, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If you can, stay home, checking on those vulnerable populations, children, adults, things like that.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much, Dave with Hamilton Paramedic Service. Also, school boards all across Hamilton, Halton, Niagara are keeping a close eye on the weather as well. They're advising you to send your kids to school with loose-fitting clothing, lots of water, and avoid strenuous activities outside. Or you can be like Luke, just keep your kids home if you can. Annette, I'll send it back inside to you.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, today marks 40 years since the deadliest terrorist attack in Canadian history. Yet very few Canadians know about it. Family members of those killed in the 1985 Air India bombing say they are still fighting to keep memories of the tragedy alive. 329 people were killed when a bomb exploded on board Air India Flight 182 as it was flying over the Atlantic Ocean near Ireland. Most of those killed were Canadian citizens. An Angus Reid survey done earlier this month shows 1/3 of Canadians asked had never heard of this tragedy before. McMaster University researcher Chudrima Chakrabarti says public recognition of the disaster pales in comparison to the 9/11 terrorist attack in 2001. The National Ride of Hope is now in Ontario. 8 cyclists, led by Terry Fox's brother Daryl, are riding from Vancouver to St. John's this summer. They're raising money for cancer research as a tribute to the legacy that Terry Fox started 45 years ago. Members of the OPP Highway Safety Division will be with them for part of the way. The National Ride of Hope team is set to be at the Terry Fox Memorial just east of Thunder Bay at noon today.
Sportsline, Hamilton, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder are NBA champions.
The Thunder have taken the NBA by storm. For the first time, the NBA champion resides in Oklahoma City. The storybook season is complete.
SGA finished off his MVP season with 29 points and 12 assists as the Thunder beat the Indiana Pacers 103-91 to win their first championship. Jalen Williams scored 21 for the Thunder, who won 84 games during the regular season and playoffs. That's the third most ever. SGA became just the 4th player in NBA history to win a regular season scoring title, the MVP award, the Larry O'Brien Trophy, and a Finals MVP award, joining Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, and Shaquille O'Neal.
You've always said that you wanted to be.
It doesn't feel real. So many hours, so many moments, so many emotions, so many nights of disbelief, so many nights of belief. It's crazy to know that we're all here, but this group worked for it. This group put in the hours, and we deserve this.
Gilgeous-Alexander, along with teammate Lou Dort, became the 11th and 12th Canadians to win an NBA crown, and Shea, of course, is the first from Hamilton to do so. Now, the Pacers led 48-47 at halftime, despite losing star player Tyrese Halliburton to an Achilles injury early in the game. Halliburton hit 3 three-pointers before being forced to leave the game with 4:55 left to play in the first quarter. There was also a blockbuster trade in the NBA yesterday. The Phoenix Suns have traded 15-time All-Star Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets for Dillon Brooks, Jalen Green, and 6 future draft picks, including the 10th overall pick in Wednesday's draft. The 4-time scoring champion and 2-time Finals MVP averaged 26.6 points per game this season, his 17th in the NBA. Despite playing through 2 weather delays in Winnipeg, Forge FC hammered Valor FC 5-0 thanks to a first-half hat trick from Brian Wright. The Hammers improved to 6-0-5 and are 2 points behind Atletico Ottawa for first place in the CPL. The White Sox scored 3 runs in the 8th inning yesterday to rally past the Blue Jays 4-2. Miguel Vargas hit a tie-breaking double in the 8th inning to give Chicago its first series victory since June 7th. In intercounty baseball, the Hamilton Cardinals lost 8-1 to Toronto to fall to 7-8 on the season. And in the perfect game Collegiate Baseball League, the Niagara Ironbacks lost both games of a doubleheader against the Auburn Doubledays 16-2 and 9-4.
Absolutely. Not to be believed.
For the second time in 3 years, Keegan Bradley won the Travelers Championship, and this time it was a stunner. The American won after trailing Tommy Fleetwood by 3 shots with 4 holes to play and moved to number 9 in the Ryder Cup and career best number 7 in the world ranking. Minjee Lee won the Women's PGA Championship for her 3rd major title. Canadian Brooke Henderson finished tied for 36th at 10 over, 14 shots off the pace. And one day after becoming the first Canadian to shoot a 59 on the Corn Ferry Tour, Digby, Nova Scotia's Miles Creighton won the Wichita Open by 1 shot. The Niagara River Lions fell to 7-4 in the CEBL after dropping a 102-70 decision against Scarborough. Montreal and Vancouver played to a scoreless draw in the Northern Super League, and LSU won the College World Series with a 5-3 victory over Coastal Carolina.
Well done, Rick. On the button, 6:13. All right. Well done. Yay. That's how to start a Monday here. All right. Let's start a Monday with traffic, first of all, and then we'll get to the forecast for the day. We have the sunshine with us. We have no problems on the roads. That's the 403 and Waterdown Road, all doing fine, so nothing to see right there. Some MTO, Ministry of Transportation Ontario traffic cameras, QEW east of Lake, not a lot to see. Top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, even all the way through east of Appleby, still moving nicely there. Sheridan through Mississauga. We'll dip into the 403 at Dundas. Yep, that's how it looks this morning. Oh, but how it feels. What a different story. It is soupy already here this morning. So let's start the day here. 23 degrees is how we're starting off. That's around a seasonal daytime high already. Oh boy. So we have a southwesterly breeze. Relative humidity is right up there, 98%. That's why it feels like 32 at the moment. And we do have a mainly sunny sky to start the day. Yes, heat warning in effect for not only the Horseshoe, but for just about all of southern Ontario and parts of northern Ontario as well. Highs today 33 to 36, humidex values 42 to 47 is what it's going to feel like. And of course, you don't get relief at night. So for school today, and yes, there are still some schools in. High schools are pretty much into exams at the moment, but elementary schools are still in. It's going to be a 35-degree temperature today with a humidex of 47 in the sun. Bit of a southwest flow. Air quality not so good today, in the moderate risk category at 4 is how they deem it. We're in the warm sector of air. We've got this heat dome sitting across us, ridge of high giving us the clear skies. Here comes the cold front. That's going to go through during the day tomorrow and could trigger off some showers or some thunderstorms for tomorrow, and that's what's going to break the heat. But today, well, today could be a record. Well, it's going to be a record breaker. We're going to hit 35 degrees today, 34 to 35. The old record for today is around 32. So, yeah, when we broke the record for yesterday for the high, but sunshine, temperatures extremely hot, and the humidex values almost dangerous. So tonight will be clear. It's staying warm, 22, 3, 4 degrees, 25 degrees in some areas. So warm night, and tomorrow again it's going to be hot. Not quite as hot as today, 32, 33. We'll start off with the sunshine, and then there's that chance of a shower or a thunderstorm later in the day, and that's what signals the cold front approaching, and that's what's going to give us the relief. So 23rd of June, out the door this morning, it is mainly sunny. The winds are light. 23 is the temperature. Factor in the humidity. It feels like 32 right now. And we'll check long range coming up. Annette, Rick.
Okay, we're going to say good morning after the break to Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And Hudson's Bay is back in court today. We'll tell you why in a couple of minutes. Okay, 6:18 right now. We say good morning to Emily. What do you have to coming up on Chit Chat?
Well, good morning. Happy Monday. There is another celebrity who is teaming up with a company to create a new cookie.
Really?
Another Oreo?
No, better than that.
Okay.
In my opinion, no offense, Oreo.
Okay.
And Motley Crue and country legend Dolly Parton, well, they've teamed up to release a new version of the band's 1985 ballad, Home Sweet Home. Later on this morning, a local restaurant has been named Canada's best fine dining restaurant and accommodation. We will tell you who got the honors coming
And it's
up.
pretty exciting, yeah.
It's so exciting.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thanks, Emily.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, in overseas trading this morning, the Canadian dollar has dropped more than a quarter of a cent, 27 basis points, to 72.54 cents U.S. This is because retail sales data suggests a bit of an economic slowdown. Gold has dropped over $10 an ounce. Crude oil is 16 cents lower to $73.68. Checking midday trading in Europe, markets are up in London but down in Frankfurt and Paris.
Over in Asia, markets were down in Tokyo, but up in Hong Kong and Shanghai. And in North American markets, the TSX was down 8 points on Friday. The Dow gained 35, and the Nasdaq lost almost 100 points. U.S. stock futures are up slightly ahead after the U.S. entered Israel's war against Iran by striking 3 nuclear sites. The move has lifted oil prices and heightened tension in the Middle East.
Hudson's Bay is back in court this morning, asking a judge to approve the sale of 3 store leases to a mall owner in BC. It wants to transfer its leases for stores in 3 BC malls already owned by billionaire Ruby Liu for $6 million. Liu, whose company is also looking at 25 more leases at locations she doesn't yet own. The landlords are pushing back. The court is also considering a name change for the now defunct retailer, which is under creditor protection because Canadian Tire bought the Hudson's Bay name and trademarks for $30 million.
The Bank of Canada will be looking for signs of how the tariff dispute is affecting prices when Statistics Canada publishes May inflation data this week. Financial markets are expecting annual inflation ticked higher to 1.8% last month. Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem recently said that tracking inflation is complicated right now, with the trade dispute looming over businesses and the end of consumer carbon price skewing the figures lower. The central bank will get a look to inflation readings before its next interest rate decision on July 30th.
Hey, taking a quick break right now. Brian is going to be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast. It's a dangerous one.
6:24, it is Monday morning, 23rd of the month, and that happens to be our temperature at the moment as well, 23 already. Checking traffic, got the sunshine with us this morning, and we also have the heat, but we'll talk about that. QEW 7th, nothing to see there. Centennial Parkway doing fine. Other side of the bridge, we're looking at QEW in Fairview, slowing down. It's because as you get toward Brant Street, you turn right into the sunshine, that backs you off. East of Earl Windsor Drive looks good. Nothing to see here at the QEW and Cawthra. Check those temperatures that we have right now. 23 degrees for Hamilton and for Mississauga. You factor in the humidity, it feels like 32. 22 Grimsby, a little better for Toronto, sitting at 20. Okay, let's talk almanac and seasonal temperatures, 25 and 14. Those are our sun times. The record for today is 32.2 back in 2002. Today we're forecasting a high of 35 degrees, so we'll smash that record. We broke the record yesterday as well for daytime high. So today, 27 for the first bell and sunshine and 35, feeling like 47 later on this afternoon. I was remembering my days in school when we didn't have air conditioning. Oh, those classrooms were soupy. Oh. Wow. So today 35, feeling like 47, 24 tonight, so warm. Tomorrow 33, feeling like 43, but we get that shower thunderstorm. That's what could break the heat. Then we come down to 26 on Wednesday. Showers continue Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It gets nice and cool for Friday. The weekend coming up looks beautiful. We'll look at the long range. Well, we have looked at the long range, but we'll look at the details as far as the records are concerned coming up a little later on this hour. Annette, Rick.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, apparently tiny moths can find their way by following the stars.
Australian scientists have learned the bogong moth migrates nearly 1,000 kilometers each year. Scientists recreated night sky conditions in a lab and found the moths use stars to fly in the right direction. What makes this skill so extraordinary is that the insect only makes the trip once in its life. That means its ability to navigate must be innate, not learned. And if the stars are not visible, well, they can also use Earth's magnetic field. By using two cues, the moths have a backup in case either system fails.
Very cool.
Yes.
And yet I still need my GPS.
Very much so. It's like traveling from Fort Erie to Quebec City. That's a long way.
Oh, very cool. Very
You
cool.
learn something new every day.
There we go.
Yes. Stay with us. More to come after the break on this hot Monday morning.
Maybe more to learn.
Yes.